Welcome to the fourth video in the Getting Started series. This is Lisa. In this video, we are going to add depth to our equipment tracking environment by adding pop-up and selection views. In our last video, we added a subgrid to our employee list to show what equipment had been assigned to each employee, and then created the Manage Equipment view. In this video, I want to start by adding a pop-up view to add new equipment to our equipment list. So first thing we need to do is create a new equipment view. Similar to views we've created in previous videos, we're going to use all of the properties and then update the view by removing the items that we do not need. Since this view is to add new records, we want to suppress the data on initial load as well as on open, create a new record. Now I'm going to quickly update the title, and then I'm going to go into the close action and add call action chain to this button before the close action to refresh the Manage Equipment view when we close this view. Now we need to update the new button on the Manage Equipment view by removing the new action and replacing it with the open action and selecting the view we just created as the target view. Now we can save the changes we made to the new button and test the updates by creating a new record. Notice that when we click on the button, the new view we created opens, allowing us to add details to our new record. So now that we have created a view to add new records to our equipment list, let's create a view that will allow us to edit and/or update records that already exist in our equipment list. The first thing we need to do again is create a new view using the equipment record type. And similar to views in the past, we're going to use all of the properties and then update the view by removing the items we do not need. This view only really needs two buttons, so I am going to remove all of the ones I don't need, leaving the close button, and I'm going to add a new button called Save and Close. This button is going to have the save action and the close action. Now we need to add a button to our Manage Equipment view that will open the Edit and Update view. So once we've added our new button, we need to add a couple of action chains to it. We need to add the Open View action chain, which will open the Update and Edit view that we just created. And we also need to add the Store Variable action chain. This is actually going to come before the Open View action. This action is going to store the equipment ID of the record we select so that the Open and Edit view knows what record to bring up when it opens. So now we can open the Edit and Update view, and if we go into Design mode, we can go in and set the filter on the equipment ID to equal the variable we just created. So now, every time we click on the Edit or Update button, it is going to store the equipment ID of the record we've selected and make sure that it brings up that data on the view. Our Manage Equipment view now allows us to add and edit equipment on our list. I now want to give the user an easy way to select a piece of equipment to assign to a user. So we are going to create a selection view in order to add to our assigned equipment view. So let's start by creating a new view. I'm going to go right in and hide some of the items we don't want to see in our grid. And then I can go in and set this to be a selection view and update the title. And now I want to go in and filter the assign to so that only records that have not been assigned show up in our selection view. So now I can go in and update the view by removing the items we don't want to see. And I can get rid of all of the buttons except the close button. I'm going to add a new button. This button will be called Save and Close, and it'll have the link action to link the selected records to the employee subgrid, and then it'll have the close action. So now that the view looks the way that I want it to, I can save and close. And if we now open our employee view, now let's turn on design mode and add a button to our subgrid to open the view we just created. I'm going to name it Link, and then I'm going to add the Open View action and point it to the selection view. Now we'll select an employee without a piece of equipment and select a couple of pieces of equipment to assign to her. When we save and close, it links those pieces of equipment directly to that employee record. In this video, we've looked at creating pop-up views and selection views, as well as calling remote action chains. Thanks for watching. For more information, stop by the support page at DataVoke.com.